In episode 9 of Danmachi, something that I was really waiting for finally happened. We got another main male character. And you have no idea how long I'd been waiting for that. And it's not, like, we don't necessarily need a bromance in every anime. But at the same time, when you've got one dude surrounded by about 12 girls, even if you're not trying to be a harem, you start to feel like one. And I mean, this one's tried to avoid being a harem while giving you a lot of fan service. But the episodes where it felt like a harem, yeah, you kind of wish there were more male characters around. It was just getting a bit annoying, to be quite honest. And so I'm glad that Wealth has finally shown up. He is awesome. So I'm throwing the spoiler flag up, and let's get straight into this. Wealth seems like a really cool character. He's a blacksmith, he's kind of manly. He has a slight dark past, which is kind of weird. Like, everybody in this seems to have a dark past, especially the ones that Belle is picking up around him. Wealth's dark past is that his family used to be this huge magical item crafting blacksmiths, and for some reason they just all lost their talent. And whereas Wealth can actually make magical weapons, he decides to not do it because he doesn't trust them. He believes that using a magical weapon makes you weak and it will leave you without a weapon while you're in the middle of doing something. Like, they all have a limit. You can use them a certain amount of times and then they shatter. So he prefers to make general, good, strong weapons that adventurers can actually use with their own strength. And so, it's an interesting belief. It's not a very smart one. I mean, he could be making a lot of money by making magical weapons and just selling them. For some reason, he's just decided not to do that. He only makes the normal weapons despite having the talent to make magical ones. It seems like a bit of a waste to me. But I guess since the history of his family was that they used to make magical weapons and then they lost the ability and basically lost all respect, I can kind of see why he would do that. So overall, the episode was about Wealth. It was about him and Belle getting to know each other and bonding and starting to trust each other. And it was great. It was great having another dude around. Having someone who could actually joke with Belle and wasn't obviously going to fall in love with him. It was very good to have a new character that had a dick, quite frankly. So yeah, he seems like a cool guy. He's got an interesting personality. The way he jokes around with Lily, calling her Little Lily. Calling her Lily Ske. And things like that. It's really funny. And just in general, it seems like he's going to be a cool guy. I'm glad he's part of the party, and they really rushed through his introduction, but I don't think he's quite gone through a character growth arc yet. I think that may be coming later, hopefully. So other things that happened is we got to see Ryu kicking ass for once. Like, normally she just threatens people and stares them down and they back down. This time someone tried to grab her and she like trapped their hand with a glass and practically broke it and dropped him to the ground, like destroyed him. And at that point, you just realized Ryu is strong as shit. Like, we already knew she was probably a ton stronger than Belle. Probably almost as strong as Aiz, if not actually secretly stronger and unknown. But we know she's been far, far down into the dungeon and done like a lot, because she's able to tell Belle what's going to happen once he gets past like level 30 and into the mid levels of the dungeon. So she is very strong, and it was nice to see her be able to kick ass for once. The bad guys in the pub were kind of stupid. Like, they kind of came out of nowhere. Before now, the pub's always been a place where everybody's kind of joking and having fun. Even if they took the piss out of one another, it never came to the point where one of them was just trying to grab a woman who didn't want to be grabbed. So it was weird to see that kind of atmosphere added to the location. But I guess it did give an awesome chance for Ryu to show her strength, so I'm okay with it. And it ended nice. With, you know, him running away like the bitch he is when Mama told him to get out. That was great. So we didn't see much from Aiz, except for the fact that she was, like, leading another dungeon raid, and her friends are all trying to get stronger now because Belle is kicking their asses. Like, Belle is just getting stronger at such a pace that they know to be threatened by him at this point. They want to be stronger now to make sure that he'll never catch up to them and outdo them. And that's quite funny, considering at first they were just taking the piss out of him. It's nice to see that kind of Western old school comedy thing where the geek starts out being hated by everyone and then everybody starts to realize, oh god, this guy's got some skills. And he gets the girl, which he obviously will with Eyes, because Eyes is awesome and already loves him. So the other thing that happened, Bell got his new skill, Argonaut, which is like the most OP skill I've ever heard. It like sounds like a limit break kind of thing, where I'm not sure what actually triggered him getting it. It was just suddenly like, oh, Bell, what's going on? Your hand, it's glowing blue and stuff. And he didn't really know what happened. It wasn't right after he'd killed a bunch of enemies or when he was being threatened. It just happened out of nowhere. So we don't know how it triggers, but when it does trigger, basically he can take out any enemy in one hit. And that meant this giant ass dragon thing, which was like scaring away big groups of adventurers, he managed to blow it up in one firebolt. Which, while it was cool, seems a bit too OP to me. It basically means no matter what Bell faces from now on, as long as he survives for a certain amount of time, his hand will start glowing blue and he'll just be able to take it out in one hit. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I would have liked if it actually had a trigger that we would know about. But now, all that's really left is to throw massive groups of big monsters at Bell. Because at this point he's got that thing where no matter how big the monster is, if there's only one of them, he can destroy it by himself. So yeah, not a great skill to add, but still made a cool effect and a cool, nice big explosion. So I can approve of that. Hopefully it won't get way overused in the future. So a good episode, not amazing. I'm just so glad, like I said, they've added another male character and he seems like a cool and fun character. So I'm going to give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. Pretty solid for an episode of Danmachi. I enjoyed it. Thanks for listening, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the review. Comment in the comment section below letting me know what you think of Wealth and all of the characters in general. Particularly Bell's new special attack. If you think it's a bit too OP like I do, or if you think, oh, he probably won't overuse it too much, it'll be fine. Like, share your views of that down below. And subscribe if you haven't to see more reviews. And I will see you guys next time.